This is a triangle here again. Work out the length of the side BC. So BC is down here. That's our length BC. We want to know what that is. This is a right angle triangle, so this here is 90 degrees, and because it's a right angle triangle, and we know the lengths of two of the sides, 85 and 112 units, we can use the theorem of Pythagoras, right? And that tells us that the long side in the right angle triangle, the hypotenuse squared, 112 squared, equals the sum of the squares of the other two sides. So we can call this BC, or let's call it X, right? Just to make life easy. So X squared. So that's what Pythagoras' theorem says. The sum of the squares of the short sides equals the sum of the squares of the hypotenuse, or the square and the hypotenuse. If you take the length of the hypotenuse and you square it, it equals the sum of the squares of the other two sides. And all we have to do now is dig out X. So we subtract 85 squared from both sides, and we're left with this. And we don't want X squared, we want X. So we'll just get the square root of both sides. Right? That's the square root of both sides. But these two cancel each other out here. See that? So we're left with, oh, I made a mess of that now. How am I going to get around that one? There. Now, so X equals that calculation there. So calculator, square root key, 112 squared minus 85 squared. That should all be underneath the root. And I get 3 root 51, which is the fancy way of saying it, I suppose. 3 times root, or 591. Convert that to decimal, and X equals 72.931. So around the 2 decimal places is fairly reasonable. And with no units, meters, centimeters, and so we'll just call it units squared. Or it's not squared, what am I doing? It is length. So that's the length of the side BC. Again, now you could draw out that triangle to scale. You know, you could get your page and your protractor and go at 11.2 centimeters, say 11.2 centimeters for one side and 8.5 centimeters for the other. Draw it out with the right angle and see what this side comes to. You know, you should get, what should you get? You should get 72 or 7. Anyway, have a go. Did I do that right or wrong? You get my idea anyway. Divide that by 10, divide that by 10, 8.5. So we should get 7.3 centimeters roughly down there if you drew it out. Anyway, that's how that one's done.